You guys, Kojima Productions just made a laptop and it looks freaking amazing. Let's check it out. So Kojima Productions just collaborated with ASUS ROG to create this custom limited edition version of their Z Flow laptop, which is actually kind of like a tablet because it has this keyboard that completely detaches. And I'm one of the first people to get to check this out, so we're gonna do a complete unboxing and initial reaction, plus a few benchmarks, but I'm planning to use this a ton in the coming weeks, so I'll probably have a follow-up of performance and just my experience with the day-to-days later on. Can we even talk about the packaging for this collaboration? Because everything down to the outer box and even the inner boxes are completely themed out. So once you open the outer box, the briefcase is in there, and then also there's a smaller cardboard box to fit the actual laptop. And then after that, there's a smaller box that just has some accessories, like there's a little keychain and then a bunch of stickers. There's also a little instruction booklet, as well as a greeting card with a note and some actual concept art, which I think looks really cool. All right, so here are all of the stickers that it came with, which is like such a small thing, but like, why does this sticker only, like it's supposed to be one sticker, and I get how they want it to look, but how is anyone supposed to get the spacing right for this? There's no transfer paper. The rest of the stickers are really cool though, and kind of match the theme of the carrying case too, so you can stick them on other things that you own. And here is the actual carrying case. Now it only really fits the laptop. I do wish it would have fit some of the other accessories in the collection, but I honestly love the way the laptop and the carrying case look. I'm gonna need Kojima Productions to design like every single piece of tech moving forward, like just in the whole world probably. And taking a closer look at the actual laptop. So there are two fans on the back here. You can see the vents, and it is cooled with liquid metal and a vapor chamber. As a gold girly, I'm obsessed with the color scheme, and there are actually carbon fiber details, as well as a bunch of like printed little details where they call out where things are. I'll show close-ups in a second. And then on the top, there's this detail that is gold, and it says "For Ludens Who Dare." Now, I actually got to check out the collection for the first time at ASUS's booth at CES, where they actually included different variations of the design in different stages, which I thought was so freaking cool because you can actually see things that they decided to not go with. And I got to see a ton of the concept art, which all looks so freaking beautiful. This is basically what prompted me to literally beg ASUS to let me check out the collection when it launched. I didn't get to check these out, but they actually did launch a headset, mouse, and a mouse pad as well that is all matched to the theme. They honestly need to display this somewhere, like I don't know if it's in their office or whatever, but I think this is so cool. Anyways, back to the actual system itself. It has a micro SD slot, an audio jack, one HDMI port, two Type-C USB 4 slots, which support DisplayPort and power delivery, one USB-A slot, and it actually does support the XG Mobile external GPU that ASUS sells. The one thing I don't like is that the actual power connector isn't like a Type-C, it's their ASUS rectangle connector. And of course, even the power brick is packaged very nicely. But y'all, in the US, this retails for $3,700. So yeah, honestly, for the price of a used car, everything should be packaged very nicely. I do wish they went with the gold detailing on the power brick, but it's such a small detail. In terms of specs, the CPU is the AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 processor with integrated graphics, which are the AMD Radeon 8060S graphics. It also has 128 gigabytes of memory on board, but this is shared between the CPU and GPU, which you can actually adjust, which I'll show a little bit later. For storage, it comes with a 1TB PCIe 4.0 SSD. I could just stare at this laptop forever. Like, every detail is so beautiful. Look at that hinge action. And here is a closer look at that removable keyboard. Now this one doesn't actually have power, so you can't like remove it and then use it wirelessly. And then it is backlit, so you can actually adjust the RGBs like with an Armory crate. Now the material of the keyboard is actually the one thing that I don't love about it. As you can see, it kind of holds fingerprints. Like not the keys, but the rest of it is kind of this like pleather-like material. And here's what it sounds like when you type on it. All right, enough yapping. Let's turn the actual system on. Now it actually has a custom animation and sound. Now you can actually turn the sound off in Armory Crate, which I might actually do because it always catches me off guard and it's low-key kind of unsettling. Speaking of Armory Crate, you cannot uninstall it, y'all. Listen to me. You can't adjust the RAM allocated to the CPU versus GPU without it. So I know a lot of people hate it. Honestly, low-key mood, but you actually need it. So don't uninstall it because I think the default when it's unplugged is only 4 gigabytes of RAM for the GPU. Anyways, moving on. The display is a 13.4 inch 2.5K display with a 16:10 aspect ratio. This is an IPS display with a 180 Hz refresh rate and a 3 millisecond response time, and it does support styluses. On the side of the system, there's a power button, a volume control button, and then another button that can help you launch this little Armory Crate panel where you can toggle between like silent, turbo mode, and other things. So this laptop is actually equipped with 2 cameras, much like just a normal tablet. The front camera is 5 megapixels and it does work with Windows Hello if you want to use like Face ID or whatever. And then the back camera is a 13 megapixel camera, but I'll let you be the judge of the quality. Testing out the front camera on the Z Flow. It's not like the Sony cam, for sure. So this is the main camera. Oh, and there's Chet. Just yawned.
Definitely like a lot wider.
This is what the back camera looks like. I don't know, I can't even see, so I'll just see when I edit it, I guess. Anyway, so like I was saying earlier, in Armory Crate, there's a memory tab and you can actually go ahead and manually allocate a certain amount of memory to your GPU. So if you don't touch it at all, the default setting dynamically changes it, but when it's on battery, it sets it to only 4 gigabytes for your GPU. But if you go in here and change it manually, you can actually allocate up to 96 gigabytes to it. Now you do have to restart your PC, so just keep that in mind. Also in Armory Crate, or by pressing the little menu button on the right side of the tablet, you can switch between silent, performance, and turbo mode, but only if it's plugged in. So you can't use turbo mode if it's on battery. And that side button also gives you different shortcuts for bringing up the touch keyboard, recording with your mic, or screen recording, which could be helpful. Oh, also another reason why you can't like undownload Armory Crate is because you actually get Death Stranding 2 for free on PC when you buy this $3,700 laptop, but they give you the code in Armory Crate, so you need that. Anyways, let's go ahead and do some benchmarks. At the time that I filmed this, Death Stranding 2 was not available on PC, so we're doing 1. We ran all of these benchmarks on native res, but on very high settings on turbo mode, we were averaging around 100 FPS.
Because turbo, this shit is like nice.
Oh yeah, wait, let me, what if we like...
Steering on this? Steering on this would be nice.
Okay, let's take it off. Let's just put it on performance and see how much it goes. Okay, it went down by like 10 average FPS, I think. Actually, I think it only went down by like 5, right?
Yeah, it's like barely went down. And I'm on very high still.
Wait, is it lagging? Oh yeah.
It is.
It's lagging. Yeah. I was gonna put it on silent. That's kind of mean though, right?
You can try it.
It's gonna be so shit. It just immediately drops 10 FPS. Oh shit. Yeah, it's averaging in like the high 60s now on silent mode.
What the fuck do I do?
Okay, I thought it was gonna be like way worse though. Chet really wanted to stay on theme and just benchmark Kojima games. So we ran Metal Gear Solid at ultra settings. It was low-key struggling. Like we were only seeing like 30 FPS. Keep in mind, this is at the 2.5K resolution native. And the game itself is capped at 60 FPS. So we ended up switching it to low and we were getting around 60 FPS. You already know I'm gonna benchmark CS2. On high settings, we're getting an average of about 135 FPS. Low-key, I feel like for these AAA titles, you're better off running it at 1080p because the screen is so small too. But for Cyberpunk, using the medium benchmark, we got an average of 62 FPS at the native res. We also accidentally ran some benchmarks just on battery. Even though it looks like it's plugged in, I didn't turn the power strip on, so we can zoom in. If you don't believe me, but it has that unplugged in icon, and also turbo's grayed out, so you know it's not plugged in. Which also means that there's literally like no RAM allocated to the GPU. And like, keep in mind, this is all also at 2.5K res. So if you were playing on battery at 1080p, I actually do think it wouldn't be a terrible experience. Also, this is before I figured out that on battery, it was like automatically set to only 4 gigabytes or 5 gigabytes of VRAM. So if you can adjust that, I think it will perform a lot better. But like, if you're playing an esports title like CS2, it's still averaging like high 60 FPS at 2.5K resolution. But let me know what you guys think. Is that cope? I mean, for me, I honestly think this laptop is so beautiful. Like for my particular needs, this is perfect because I need a lot of RAM for like editing and stuff. And I honestly don't play too many AAA titles. Like I love me some CS and TFT, so. But yeah, keeping in mind the high price point, I honestly think the people that are gonna buy this really appreciate the artistry and the fact that it's literally a laptop designed by Kojima Productions with so much thought put into the design of it. Like we're heading into the designer territory. Like this is the Dior or Chanel bag of laptops. Like realistically, no one is going like, oh yeah, let me drop $5,000 on a Chanel bag because it's like such a great bag. Like people are doing it because of the design or like whatever they associate with the brand. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and huge shout out to ASUS for letting me check out this absolutely beautiful laptop. Please make more tech like this. Like I want to see a GPU. Oh my god, that would probably cost like $10,000. Anyways, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you would do with this laptop if you had it.